Ah, good evening, and welcome to the Raven House of Mysterious Happenings. In tonight's book review, we are going to revisit the Queen of Mystery and one of her most famous characters known for his little gray cells. So, here we go.
The Patriotic Murders by Agatha Christie.
Now, this book is part of the Hercule Poirot series by Agatha Christie. And in this particular story, we see Hercule Poirot going to see his dentist. Poirot has a toothache, and he goes to see Dr. Morley, who's been his dentist for a while. And although Dr. Morley is able to fix Poirot's problem, Poirot learns later in the day that his dentist has committed suicide. Poirot is a little suspicious of this because he remembers some of the people that were in the waiting room while he was waiting to see the dentist himself. And Poirot starts to wonder if maybe this is not such a cut and dry case of suicide as the police believe. Before long, though, one of the patients of the dentist also turns up dead, and this really sets in motion Poirot to believe that there is a murder plot involved. And Poirot starts to look into the other patients and the associates of the dentist. I really like this book. It's a typical Agatha Christie story. We've got a good murder, plenty of plot twists, and some good characters. Of course, Hercule Poirot as the detective is always fun to read. And this book itself really kind of moved at a fast pace. A lot of dialogue, and it just moved really quick. I had gotten through this book quite quickly. But one thing I want to mention, though, I thought was so clever about this particular story is we have Hercule Poirot not going on the Orient Express or to a famous hotel on the continent, but we have him going to see his dentist. And while he's waiting in the dentist's office, he starts noticing the other patients and kind of was wondering a little bit about them. And, of course, later when he learns that his dentist has been murdered, or committed suicide, but he believes it's murder, it's really kind of an interesting way to start a book like this, Murder in a Dentist's Office. And I thought that was kind of almost kind of a whimsical story in a way. I mean, there's nothing lighthearted about murder, but Agatha Christie just has that way of just almost putting just a bit of a lighthearted tone to this. Just, of all places for a murder to occur, this is going to be at a dentist's office. It's just, it was really something new, and I thought it was very well handled. The story goes through a lot of the typical plot twists, and we got some very interesting characters. There's Dr. Morley's assistant. There's the receptionist who works for Dr. Morley and the other dentists. We have some of the clients. One man works for the Foreign Service. Another one is a famous banker. There's a lady who has been away in India on a mission and has come back to England recently. So it's a lot of the typical characters we expect from an Agatha Christie story. Plenty of plot twists. There's a second murder and a lot going on. And I don't want to give away too many things, but I will say this. By the time the book got to its third murder, I was saying, what in the world is going on? There was so much happening. But once you got through to the resolution and the identity of the culprit, it all kind of then all made sense. Poirot summed up his findings and kind of brought the story to a close. And Agatha Christie, this is the kind of stuff we expect from her. She does a great job. The Patriotic Murders is a great book, typical of what she does. Most of the tricks we've seen before, but there were a couple new ones. And like I said, I think this idea of murder in a dentist's office was just a great, nice change of pace. So I could definitely recommend this book. It's Agatha Christie. It's Hercule Poirot. For mystery fans, you can't do much better. Agatha Christie, she's so good in detective literature. So yeah, it's definitely worth reading, and just very typical of what we expect from her. Well, that's about it. Thank you, as always, for listening.